to hang in limbo, the Defense Department has canceled all construction contracts that were using funds originally intended for military missions. CNN's Ed Lavandera has more on the sudden stoppages and the miles that remain unfinished.
Fly straight east out of Nogales, Arizona, and you'll pass miles of rolling border wall built during the President George W. Bush era. Then, it reveals a construction zone frozen in time. Steel border wall bollards are left in stacks, and construction equipment sits on staging grounds. Just weeks before President Biden was inaugurated, the Trump administration pushed ahead to build a 4-mile stretch of new border wall into the Patagonia Mountains. This is the end of the road, about 15 miles east of Nogales, Arizona. This is as far as the border wall construction got. And what you see now is this carved out path sitting next to the pristine, untouched landscape.
So this trench, this is the footer where they hope to put these bollards. 8 to 10 foot deep trench, and they literally stop in mid-trench.
Lakin Jordal has spent years campaigning against the border wall in these remote areas of Arizona.
It's kind of a bizarre scene because we've got this huge amount of devastation, this massive swath of land that's been blasted open, and nobody knows what's going to happen next.
We revisited a number of the border wall construction sites we've reported on in the last year, and this is what we found. Dozens of sites along the border have turned from bustling construction zones to ghost-like scenes.
There will not be another foot of wall constructed in my administration.
Vowing not to build another mile of wall, President Biden stopped construction after taking office. About 200 miles of border wall that was being constructed now sit in limbo, and funding is approved for about another 75 miles. The Biden administration says it's reviewing the construction project.
I'm taking you to the border fence. It's up the road here.
Sheriff Joe Frank Martinez in Del Rio, Texas, takes us to what's supposed to be a 2-mile stretch of border wall. This is border wall that was started at the end of the Trump administration?
Yes. This structure that you see here and that structure there.
It's replacing an old iron fence a few hundred yards away from the Rio Grande.
I just think it's foolish to leave this project just as it is.
Construction equipment is still on site. Deep trenches are dug out. The sheriff might describe this little section of Trump wall as overkill, but he doesn't want to see it abandoned either. There are also environmental concerns. At the end of the Trump era, crews were blasting into the Guadalupe Canyon in southeast Arizona. When the Biden administration took over, construction stopped. But before leaving, construction crews used the remnants of old steel border barriers to block access to the new wall. Just a few months ago, all you could hear out here was the sounds of heavy machinery, construction crews, and explosive detonations blasting into the mountains. Now, it is eerily quiet. Lakin Jordal says he wants to see construction money diverted to restoring the wilderness.
It is enraging. Frankly, I'm so tired of watching these beautiful landscapes pay the price of politics, of really poor decision-making.
For anti-border wall activists, the damage is done, and the question becomes, how do you repair a mountain landscape that now looks like this?
What an eye-opening report, our thanks to Ed Lavandera. So up next,